The Roland S-10 from the 80s, probably one of my favorite sounding samplers of all time. I love it. And I have so many custom-made samples for it. And with that defect quick disk drive, it was tempting now to replace it with a floppy emulator to have access to all my custom sounds. So, well, I thought I'll do it. And here it is. It's not been working for years. And here's the replacement from cpmagneticmedia, a Gotek flash floppy emulator ready to be installed, and this is a step-by-step tutorial. So you have to remove the 3 screws on each of the side panels on the S10 first. Then I flip the sampler over and remove those 4 shiny screws at the corner there. They're the ones holding the quick disk drive itself attached to the chassis. And since I wanted to do some cleaning of the keybed itself, I had some more screws at the bottom there to remove to loosen that up. So once I did that, I flipped the S10 over once again. Be careful. And now there's 2 more screws on each of the sides to remove. And 5 at the back of the S10 before you can flip that top lid open and get to the inside electronics. Upon inspection, I saw that I was actually missing one of the 5 screws at the back there. I don't know where that went, but 4 is enough. So let's carefully open up the top lid and slide it over to the side behind the S10 to get to the inside electronics. And the quick drive itself is attached to this plastic housing, which is held down by 2 nuts. And again, I seem to be missing one. But having that one removed, I could now gently jiggle that plastic housing out of its holders and carefully lift it out, and revealing that quick disk drive. And that drive is now totally unattached to the chassis because you removed those 4 screws at the beginning, at the corner. So there's only that cable holding it in place right now, so be careful so you don't rip out any cables from the adapter. This is the cable you're going to use to attach the emulator. And carefully pull that out. And I actually had to cut the zip ties holding that cable in place to the chassis. And to be able to do that, I had to remove the keybed slightly, so I had to do that anyways. So the cable is now attached to the floppy emulator, or the quick drive emulator to be exact. And I fired it up, and it worked on the first go. Be aware of the right orientation of that cable attached to the emulator. This is the right orientation of it. So now I just attach that quick drive emulator to that plastic housing with the 4 of the screws that was provided with the drive from cpmagneticmedia. Worked perfectly. So the last thing I wanted to do was to get rid of some glue at the top of that plastic housing. So I broke out some WD-40 and some paper towels and wiped that away. Perfect. And here it is, that old quick disk drive, now ready for the bin. I have no use for that anymore. The S10 works perfectly with that quick drive emulator, and now I can just transfer all my old custom S10 sounds to that drive. As always, I'm Espen Kraft. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!